How to create, build, and associate a rubric. This is a course that I have for demonstration purposes, and inside the course content, which I'm clicking here, I have weekly modules. In week 2, at the very bottom, I have a journal, and what I want to do is create a rubric for this journal. But if I click the drop-down arrow here, there aren't a whole lot of tools that I have there. So if I go to Edit, which is where you would expect to be able to create this rubric, if I look around, scroll to the bottom, since it's already created and I didn't have an initial rubric, there's no option for me to do that. So I'm canceling here, and I'm actually going to scroll down to the control panel. And under Course Tools, just expand that if it's not already expanded. Click Journals, and it will show me all the journals that I have listed. And so I'm going to go to Journal 2. Journal 2 is in that Week 2 folder, and I'll click the drop-down and then choose Edit. If I scroll down from here, I can see that in the 5th area there's a grade settings, and then there's an Add Rubric setting, and I can select a rubric if I have it already built, create a rubric, or create from an existing rubric. So I will be copying a rubric that's there and making a new one. But I'm going to create a new one from scratch for this demonstration. And then I just have to give it a name and a description, and then scroll down to the second section, Rubric Detail, and I have to fill in those details. So I've got 3 columns there: Novice, Competent, Proficient. You can change those names, and you can add new columns. And I don't like the order, so I'm actually clicking the levels of achievement, and I'm moving Proficient by using the arrows, and then click Submit. So now I have Proficient at the front. I want Competent right next to it, so I'm going to go back up and click Levels of Achievement again, and I click in the bubble for Competent and click the arrow, moves it over one, and then click Submit. And then you can see now there's Proficient, Competent, and Novice. And I could also change from percentage, which is what I had, to points, but then I would have to put in those points. I'm going to change it back to percentage. If I wanted to add a row, and I could name it whatever I wanted, it could be whatever I wanted, then I would do it this way. I'm getting rid of that. If I wanted to add a column, you just click the Add Column button, and it adds the column. You fill in the information and give it its percentages or points. But I don't want that, so I'm deleting that as well. I'm going down to the bottom and submitting. And then you can see now it's showing in that same area a rubric. But it says show rubric to the student. The default is no. So if you don't change that, you will see the rubric, but the student won't. So I'm just changing mine because I want the student to be able to see it and use it in the assignment. And I'm clicking Submit. And then I'm back to the journals page. So let's go back to my course content. Click Week 2. I'm going to go to that same journal, Journal 2 at the bottom, and there's not a lot to see there. Well, let's log in as a student. So here I am. I'm logged into a student account now. I'm going to course content. This is the way the student sees it. Go to Week 2. I'm going to click that Journal 2 and click it to launch. I'm actually going to go ahead and complete this quickly. But notice I can see the rubric. I click the View Rubric button. It shows me exactly what I'm going to be graded on. And there you have it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this quickly and submit it. I'll do this off camera. And then I'm going to go back to the instructor course. So here I am as an instructor now. Click Week 2. And then I go down to Journals. And now it's showing me there's a little green exclamation point. It means that my student has done it, my test student has done it. So I click that, and I can see on the right hand side there's a journal grade. I can actually click in there and grade what the student did. And I can grade by just checking the bubbles in the rubric. So I'm just going to check this column. If I wanted to add additional feedback, they're going to see format was insufficient for this course. But if I want to add additional feedback, I just click in the box, fill it in. And the student will get to see this information. And the same with the other rows. I would just go through, choose the level. I could add the feedback that I wanted. But I don't really have to fill in any points here unless I just want to override it. And I'm going to click Save, and it gives the student the grade.